Hello, kittens, and welcome to another On the Horizon show. This is the one and only Ms. Horizon, and we are coming to you live on Facebook. Let me just get my bearings here. I'm so glad to have you join us this evening. Did you make a cocktail? Because I did. Cheers, Queen. Thank you to all of you from coast to coast to coast for watching this evening. And if you've missed any of the previous shows, make sure you check them out on at Ms. Horizon on YouTube, because there is lots to see and do on that. Well, okay, there's only a couple of videos. Tonight, like each Facebook Live, we will be checking in on the comments through the Facebook Live and chime you guys in on the conversation. Tonight's episode is our one-man and one-woman show featuring the one and only John at Ms. Horizon on YouTube from blasterradio.com. And as you just heard, Conception is in the house. She just finished a huge show on Facebook Live with over 500 people watching her. And oh my God, it was hilarious. My boss and her son were watching, and I didn't know that it was a dirty Disney thing, and I shared it. Girl, it was hilarious.
It was supposed to be clean.
Well, it was fun. It was fun. So, let's get to my guests in the show. My first guest is the MilkMan from blasterradio.com. Probably
hey, girl.
known as the MilkMan, has been on the air in Ottawa since 1992 at Cool FM, if you remember that, and then Bob FM. In 2015, he moved his show to his own internet station, blasterradio.com. The station is now home to countless broadcasts and podcasters, including Jesse and Jenna's Messy Podcast, Leanne Lang, who was on CTV, Ryan Kelly, Kathy Jennings, Scott Mars, East of the Dial, and the Night and Talk show that just premiered this Thursday.
Yeah.
So much more. See, I listen to your shows, hon.
I know you do. You're having fun with us. Thank you.
The MilkMan is also DJ's events as DJ 2% and has recently started emceeing burlesque and other events in the drag as Ms Dairy Kween. How's it going, Mr. MilkMan?
Oh, my love. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
You look good.
Well, thank you. So do you. You put a little bit of sparkle on.
Well, I knew you'd be sparkly, and I had to up my game because I was not going to do drag tonight. You said, no, be you. So I said, okay. Besides, I knew I was with two gorgeous girls. There's no way in hell I was going to be able to pull anything off that would, fit in. So I grabbed the sparkly jacket, and I put a little bling behind me to try and, keep the theme going over on my end. Yeah,
I see a little bit of lights there behind the pride flag. That's you've been paying attention to some of my background.
No, I'm just as bad as you, when it comes to all the gear and accessories and microphones and stuff. So, I do the mobile DJ thing, right? So I've got the mobile DJ lights. The space I'm in right now is actually one of two studios that I use in my home to produce podcasts, including videocasts. So normally, when we're not quarantined and COVID's not a thing, Jesse and Jenna and Leanne will come in here and they'll record. So I can put different backdrops in, and I can do different lighting effects and stuff for them. So that's the purpose of it. But yeah, sure, I stole the idea from you. We'll let you have that one.
I like that because I just saw Misconception show and she had a nice little tassel background going on too.
Yes.
Party City, guys, $10 a panel. Come on now.
So my door to my studio is all the glittery stuff like you've got behind you now. I've got that as my backdrop. So when you see me in the studio, because I stream the show live on Twitch, so there's a video component to what I do. I like it and I did steal that from you. Absolutely, I stole that from you because I backlighted, and it's just this fun, funky effect that goes on behind. And it's really, well, just like with you right now, it's very visually appealing. So I like it.
Because you brought your cat on a few minutes ago while we were waiting to start, and I think you were more in control with my flashing lights than the cat was.
Well, and you're also showing us down your top a little bit too, so I was a little taken by that, I think.
Well, sometimes I try and do that. So you're a mental health champion. Can you tell us why it's so important to you?
It's deeply personal to me because, leading up, well, I want to say around 2010, maybe 2011, I knew something was really not right with me. And I would go to my doctor and we ran CAT scans and blood tests and stress tests and, everything was showing up fine. I mean, I was a little overweight. My cholesterol was a little out of whack, but, otherwise I was healthy. In 2012, I had a mental health breakdown. I literally broke down on the air one day and ended up in hospital, ended up off work for 3 months, had a suicide attempt in there. My life flipped itself upside down. Nothing made sense anymore. And as I've gone through the process of trying to understand this thing that I live with, called depression, called anxiety, called mental health, I've done an awful lot of work and invested a lot in trying to understand it, working with, business coaches, therapists, working with my doctor. And it really, oddly enough, I guess, sort of prepared me for what we're all going through now. I talk to my therapist now, and he's like, "You seem to be doing fine." I said, "Well, I've kind of had an opportunity to do 8 years of work leading up to this and understanding it. But because I recognize, being someone with a radio station, with a radio show, with a huge social media following, it just seemed obvious to me that I had an opportunity to talk about this openly with my audience and become a champion for them and become a voice for them. And it's turned into a real blessing. The more conversations we have about mental health issues, the better off people feel. And every single time I put it out there, business people will say, "Oh, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. It shows weakness." I get where they're coming from. I don't subscribe to that, though, because what I get out of that is the incredible feedback from people saying, "Thank you for saying what I couldn't say. Thank you for explaining what my spouse, my partner couldn't, has been trying to explain and couldn't get across." That's what matters to me, plus the letters from people who, just outright tell me that, something I said or did literally saved their life.
Yeah. And I actually got flack for going public with my cancer diagnosis. My mother's like, "Oh my God, he put it on Facebook." And I'm like, who cares? I'm bringing people through a journey. And a couple of people who were silently going through it actually finally came out and said, "You know what? I've been going through this too. And you've actually shown me that I've got nothing to be ashamed of." And I'm like, no, because it's a matter of getting support and help. We lost a community member last week because of this COVID and because of obviously some anxiety and some depression. And he was not a person that liked to be alone. And it takes its toll. So that's why I keep saying, if anybody's out there and they're feeling like that, please contact me and I will do what I can to make some time for you. I will make time for you. So that's a guarantee.
Yeah, and I try and be there as often as I can. You can't. It's always well intentioned, right? You want to be there for as many people as you can, but I even launched a podcast a while back called My Mental Health Moment, and I had to stop it because the expectation from people who were listening was, "Oh, well, you're fine now. You sound happy. You sound great. Tell me what you did to cure yourself." Well, I don't have a cure. I don't have answers for you. And they'd get very angry and very upset and very frustrated. And it compounded a lot of the problems, right? So I had to take a step back from that because I couldn't handle dealing with their emotions on top of everything else that, I already have going on for me, unfortunately. But I will be there to have a quick conversation. And the Distress Center of Ottawa has been my go-to resource twice now that they've saved me and got me to help. And I fundraise for them a lot. I spoke last year at their 50th anniversary as the keynote speaker and got to tell a little bit of my story. I'm so grateful to them. And that number for the Distress Center is always and will always be front and center on blasttheradio.com for people for that reason. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try misconception in. So I'm going to introduce my second guest so she can get in this conversation as well. In 2012, Kevin completed a 4-month tour when he launched his first live singing show at the Palm Cabaret in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, that I did in 2002, I think it was, with Adrian Lee.
Yep.
He used to perform all over North America, from very humble beginnings in Mississauga, Ontario, to entertaining his parents with a living room rendition of Beauty and the Beast. Kevin Levesque could not stop moving. At the age of 19, his first performance went off without a hitch, and Misconception was born. To date, Kevin has won countless titles, including the first Zelda's Drag Idol, Miss Canada Continental, Smirnoff Twisted, Coors Light Queen of Halloween, Ontario's Next Top Drag Queen, Miss Gay Universe, Miss Gay Toronto, and Entertainer of the Year. Girl, do you have any time to sleep? Jeebus.
Right?
And Queer as Folk, which I did as well, Degrassi
Hey.
Next Generation, and the first ever contestant in drag on Wipeout Canada, which can still be seen on YouTube under Beauties versus Geeks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Sugar Tits herself, Misconception!
Hello. Hi.
How's it going, Sugar Tits?
Oh my God, it's so crazy and good and fabulous and weird.
You just had an amazing live show there. That was brilliant.
Thank you so much. It's so fun to do them online and make people smile.
Well, of course, but you use your own voice. You don't lip sync.
Yeah, like me and you, baby.
Well, yes, I'm starting to get back into the live vocals a little more, which I hadn't been. And I've sang a couple of times because I have a bald head now. So I would take my wig off at the show, and then I started singing Sinead O'Connor. And then people,
Awesome.
and they're like, we didn't know you could sing. So now I'm starting to sing a little more, and especially in these shows. So I'm singing later on tonight.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, you're going to do a song if you're not.
I am doing a little song, little ditty.
All right. And then I will do one to close the show. And we might be able to get John to sing too.
Nope, I'm not going to do a song, and you're welcome.
Come on, John.
No,
sing
honey,
us a
I'm
tune.
sorry.
Sing us a
Girl,
song, the Piano Man.
I watched your first 2 songs that you launched today, including the one you did with your sisters, and I knew right away I am out of this league. I couldn't even be a backup singer or dancer to what you guys have got going on. Forget it.
Oh my God, too funny.
I will happily announce your record, though. When you release your record, I will happily announce the intro to it and hit the play button.
I'm gonna have to do a record. It's gonna be a COVID record.
All right, COVID record.
COVID record. Are you going to give free samples of, what is it there, the Lysol?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, we can deliver it in a little Lysol container.
But you're going to
little wipes.
You're gonna
Wipe yourself.
moistly to us when you deliver it.
That's awful.
We do have the hottest PM ever. Like, actually,
Right.
our cone there from France is kind of hot too. So, you know. All right. Well, let's get one of Misconception's questions here. So, where in the world are you right now?
Ooh, I'm in the fancy town of Parry Sound, Ontario.
Ooh.
About 3 hours north of Toronto. And when I flew home from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I had to cut my show short because of COVID. And I flew home on the 20th of March and went right from the airport actually into my friend Dan and Stevie's house because my dad is dealing with cancer as well right now. So I didn't want to risk going home just in case I was infected. And of course, they were saying to everyone that, you know, if just assume that everyone is infected, right? Yes. So I decided to go to there, and that was in Lyndhurst, Ontario, just outside of Kingston. I did that for about 2.5 weeks, and then I came to my sister's place, and I've been out here for 3 weeks. 3 weeks now, I think. I'm going to be here till the 15th of May. So it'll be a month that I've been here. And then I'm gonna actually go back to my friend Dan and Stevie's in Lyndhurst as well. I'm just trying to stay distance of my parents right now because they are elderly and my dad does have cancer. So it's just the smart thing to do because you never know what's going on, right?
No, but so you gave up your apartment in Toronto, obviously, then.
Actually, Mom and Dad moved into my apartment in Toronto because I've been on the road so much and also just to help them out. You know, I didn't want them being in Mississauga paying rent when I having a place in Toronto. That's stupid to pay 2 rents when they can live in my place and then when I'm on the road, I can pop in and repack and basically, you know, get out of there. So
you were supposed to be in Puerto Vallarta for how long? Like, when was your show supposed to end?
Well, our show run was supposed to end on the 15th of April, and then I was going to continue doing once a week in the off season until May 31st, because we were supposed to do, May 25th, we were supposed to do Puerto Vallarta Pride as well, which has been canceled as well.
Oh, they started a Pride too? That's great.
Yeah, Puerto Vallarta Pride. Girl, I've had some wine. During this
Have
show.
more.
Puerto Vallarta Pride has been 4 or 5 years now. It's bringing in about 40,000 people. It's amazing.
Ooh.
So is it still Mark that owns the Palm?
Mark doesn't. The owners are Adriana and Gustavo, who are Mexican owned, but Mark is not the entertainment director. They went through a couple different entertainment directors, and then Mark is actually, I think, possibly going to help out again. He's going to come back, I think. I'm not quite sure. That hasn't been confirmed, so don't be like all the rumors, you know. But
and Carrie Chestnut were there in 2002. Mark was one of the owners, and there was the 2 lesbians that owned it. And I can't remember their names again, but man,
I don't remember their names either. But I think they were Mark's. Actually, Mark had a child with them.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Mark had a child, a girl with them. I was going to say baby girl, but she's 20 now or something. I don't know. 8.
Shut up! You're gonna make me feel old.
8. I don't know. She's about 14, 15, I think.
Yeah, she's got to be, because she was like what, 4 or 5 probably when I saw her. I don't remember. Puerto Vallarta.
Crazy, isn't it? Isn't that funny that back in 2002 I was just starting kind of to get on the grid in Toronto, and you guys were doing Puerto Vallarta, and I think I even asked you at one point. I was like, "How do I get in there, girl?"
Yeah.
And I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I went on to the beef dip, and
started Three's Company with Steve.
Oh, that was so lovely.
And then I think that was your like debut, where you just like you exploded like a firecracker, like you were gone.
Three's Company Cabaret was amazing. We should talk about Three's Company Cabaret in a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Because I have one picture on Facebook, and I actually just found a picture of me and James and Steve Rosen's in the background.
Oh wow, nice.
I me so much, and it was his anniversary not long ago.
I know. It's 9 years, right?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, 9 years, because Felicia actually passed the same day that Steve passed, a year before.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Well, that actually happened to me. Both of my cats died in the same month, a day apart, but years later. So I'm
bizarre.
So John, let's get back to a question with you. Can you explain what becoming comfortable with your discomfort is the key to growth? From Guru Singh.
Wow, you did your homework, didn't you?
Yes, I've been watching.
Where did you dig that up?
Interview people. Your Facebook page, honey.
Oh, really? I should read that from time to time. That's deep stuff. Guru Singh is interesting. I used to follow Guru Singh on Tumblr. Of course, Tumblr is gone the way of the dodo bird. It's still around, but it's not what it used to be. You know, I loved that quote, and I really adopted it because I have long been very uncomfortable. And I think both of you can probably speak to this too. I think if you're a creative type, if you are a performance type, you're always uncomfortable and you're always doubting yourself and you're always your worst critic, right? Like I am harder on myself than anybody's ever been on me in my career. And I found myself very socially awkward. I became very uncomfortable being recognized in the streets. You know, I'd go to a restaurant and a restaurant owner would say, "Oh my God, you're the milkman from Cool FM. What are you doing in line? Come in. And I was just like, no. Because now I've got every eyeball in the lineup looking at me, and I don't want to become that asshole who's, you know, like taking advantage. And I've learned over the years just to become very, very comfortable with the fact that a lot of times I'm uncomfortable because, and that's just a way to calm my anxiety more than anything. Just embrace, you know, the things that make me different, you know, and that I've been afraid to. And I love that you brought that quote up because I really haven't read that in a long time. I honestly forgot that it was there on my Facebook, but it's a very apropos quote.
Which tells me you didn't read the email I sent you, which is fine. Your favorite celebrity that you've interviewed in your career?
Oh boy, probably Janet Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, you interviewed Janet Jackson?
I did. Now,
Amazing.
it was on the phone, but
Oh, well, still.
it was Janet freaking Jackson. It doesn't get a whole lot bigger than that. And you know what I loved about that interview was the very end of it. She was giggling, and she's got this great giggle. And she said, "When did we start the interview?" And I said, "We've been doing the interview for the last 45 minutes." And she says, "But you haven't asked me any questions. We were just having a conversation."
Pretty much.
And I said, "Yeah." And she went, "This has been the best time. Thank you." It was so sincere because, you know, like, oh my God, I'm interviewing Janet Jackson. Like your mind races. Like, what can I ask a Jackson that they haven't been asked a million times over? And so just that moment of real, genuine humanity, you know, like her comment to me was just, you know, just like anybody that you would know would say it to you. And so that was really sweet. Second biggest name I probably ever interviewed was Britney Spears. That was a heartbreaker because she was brand new on the scene at the time.
I was disappointed with her because I worked at the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto as
Yep.
like the bathroom cleaner and all that. And
Okay.
she cleared the amphitheater to do her rehearsal, which was live.
Yep.
And she did the whole concert in lip sync, and I'm like, what the hell did you clear the amphitheater for? Hello?
Right.
Got to learn the words somehow.
Like, come on now. I felt like I was at the
I just felt bad for her because she had just broken onto the scene, and it was the only interview I've ever done where I had to supply a list of questions in advance. And I don't work with a list of questions. I just have conversations. So they're you're living in they got bouncers all around the place ready to kick you out if you dare ask the wrong question. But it was the in between interviews because Max Keeping from the late Max Keeping was there before me. Got to interview her, and it was the between moments between his interview and mine where you saw this young girl who didn't know where she was, didn't like the food she was being told to eat, didn't like the wardrobe she was being told to wear. She just wanted to be 16 and couldn't be. And meanwhile, every 16-year-old girl who's on my request line wants to be Britney Spears, and I'm like, no, you really don't want that for yourself. And so I just that one just really stuck with me. It meant a lot because when she ended up doing the whole shaving the head thing, and I kind of saw that coming, I guess, in a roundabout kind of way.
And she went through mental illness too.
Oh yeah, and still deals with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a couple times now.
Yep.
So Miss C, what is your favorite place to perform so far in the world?
Well, I mean, I have to say the Palm Cabaret and Bar because it is my home now.
Hey, we're watching. Where's your favorite place?
My favorite place to perform,
You've been
probably.
You've been to a whole bunch of places, girl.
I have been to a lot of places, but I haven't been to a lot of places where like it's a actual cabaret. So how I'm going to get here? I think my favorite place to perform are cruise ships. Because it takes you to so many different destinations. I'm very blessed to work with Brand G Vacations, and they take me across, and Concierge Travel to take me across to Europe. So being able to perform on a river cruise from Prague to Budapest, and then stopping into these towns, and I'm doing a show, and we can see like us stopping in. It's just bizarre and weird, and it's magical. And I've been so blessed from finding them at the Palm. Actually, I found them at the Palm.
Well, you're going to have to tell me when you go back because my partner's been trying to convince me to go on a cruise ship. And then he puts this like YouTube video on last night of like cruise ships gone wrong. And I'm like, you're not convincing me to go on the damn thing.
No, don't watch those. They're terrible. That doesn't happen all the time. No, these are river cruises through Europe. Actually, they're only about 120 people, and it's just a river cruise. It's a long river cruise boat. So there's no waves. There's no nothing at all.
Is that the one that goes up the Danube?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Prague. I've done a lot of them with Brand G right now. I've done Prague to Budapest. We've done Turkey to Athens.
Nice.
We've done we did cons to Paris as well and stuff like that. So they're just they're like a long, really long boat. 120 people, very intimate. The show lounge is just couches, and there's
nice.
no lighting whatsoever. I bring lights like this. I'm like, girl, give me some light, hey. And you know, because I'm kind of like, oh, we need some lighting. And oh Jesus, I just dropped my light. And
it's okay, she's a professional.
Well, you know, I'm clearly not. I am terrible at technology. I'm just learning this bloody stuff. But so it's really fun to be able to go on cruises and stuff like that. It's my favorite place to perform, I think.
Nice.
All right. So what was the inspiration to create all these shows?
The inspiration was going back again, was our Steve Roseland. Absolutely. I mean, for years and years, you know as well as I knew, Steve pushed you and I to sing live so much.
Yes.
And I didn't want to as much because I thought, because of having a deep voice, a male voice, that people would say, oh, well, she's a drag queen, but she sounds like a man. And then I did get very self-conscious about that.
Yeah, it's hard to sing women's songs. It's very difficult.
Absolutely. And when you have a deeper voice, like you're blessed with a higher voice than me. And it was just weird to me. And I was very self-conscious about it all. And so it was Steve Rosen that actually took me and said, give it up, stop it, and do it. And it was so sad that when I got the job at the Palm Cabaret and Bar, he had just passed.
Oh,
and he never got to see one of my live shows. But, you know, I'm very loving and very cheesy, as they say. I don't think it's cheesy, but I have a picture that Mick brought to me at the Palm Cabaret and Bar in Mexico of Steve in a glass frame. And I leave it in Mexico, and I put it at my, when I pack up, and I put it at my makeup table. And I look at him, and I call him my music man, because, you know, he was the music man, right?
Yes, for sure. He was man of many things. So that brings us into a great memory of Three's Company Cabaret. I mean, you and I got to sing. I sang some Britney Spears when I did that, and you did a couple of singles.
Yeah.
And, we did Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Bill Bailey.
Never knew Bill Bailey until we did that.
Can you hear the train in the background? There's a train.
It's about all I can hear.
Farting. Not me farting. Sorry. Most people are probably like, that girl has a lot of gas from that show. No. It's just the train. I'm up north, remember? I don't know. There's chickens and pigeons, and I have no idea. But but yes, we got to sing Rockin' Robin and so many other songs.
I still do that one to this day on my own.
So do I. It's so funny. I added it into my villain show because I do Tippi Hedren from the Birds.
Okay. Oh yes. Oh my God, you are hilarious. I watched most of the show. Well, because I wanted to make sure you were going to hear on time, but I wanted to see what you were going to do.
She was so worried.
Yes. Hey, listen, that is one thing, and the biggest pet peeve of mine is a late drag queen, and I am never late.
No, you were like, it was like watching the samurai thing last night. You were like right at the last second.
Oh yeah, literally when my show went live at 6:30, I went, "We're ready?" Click, 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 and then when I was joining you, I looked at my time. I went 8 o'clock. Boom.
Yeah, it was.
For the record, I was here at 7:30. Okay.
Ooh, she's an early queen.
I got ready a little too early too. So who is your favorite person? So we're gonna do a little bit of hot topics now.
Ooh, fabulous.
Pretty good. Who is your favorite person to watch on Facebook or Instagram Live right now? Anyone?
You go, John, first.
Facebook or Instagram? I've always loved Dita Von Teese.
Oh, I love Dita.
I've always loved
Audrey Hall.
Masumi Max. I love dark photography, and Dita sort of does a lot of that. Masumi as well. So those are my two real go-tos.
Yeah, Audrey Hall as well.
I'm sorry. The train means I can't hear anything.
Girl, I'm trying to close the windows. It is loud in here.
That is one loud train.
Is it right at her backyard or what? Or is she at the train station? And I don't know what's going on.
I think she's leaving. She's going back to Mexico.
My sister lives literally, I can show you the camera. There is a train not even 20 feet from me behind. And I'm just like,
no, we believe you.
Happening?
So another person you like is Todrick Hall because you keep. That's the only song that repeats on your radio station every day.
But I'm not okay. But I'm not. I don't even think I follow Todrick Hall. I just think he's so clever. He's so confident in himself, and he's so colorful. And the Nails, Hair, Hips song was a real hit with our listeners, and the fact that he's redone it for COVID-19, it's just so fun, and it just fits the vibe of, especially my boogie break that I do as DJ 2%. So at 10:30 every single morning, we do like a little club mix, if you will. And I have to play it. It's just so super cute and authentic. I love it.
Well, I love it too. It's great.
Yeah, I know. I see you commenting on it.
Yeah. Misconception, who's your favorite to watch on Facebook or Instagram Live right now?
Right. It's funny you ask this because of this COVID, he was already international celebrity, and I've worked with him. I got to work with him 4 times now on cruise ships. Leslie Jordan.
Oh, yes.
Hilarious. He was actually, they did an interview. Anderson Cooper did an interview with him recently because he is just hilarious.
Yeah.
I just started following him on Instagram. You're right. And he just does these little 15, 20-second vignettes where he tells just typically the filthiest joke. Oh, he cracks me up.
My favorite one by him is he just sitting there and he's lying on his pillow and he goes, "Girl, this is terrible. What day is it? I mean, this is terrible." It's so funny. And he's the sweetest guy in real life. Just a sweet guy. Yeah, absolutely a sweetheart.
I just keep waiting for Karen Walker to come walking in and just complete the whole thing for me. Right? I really do.
What's going on?
Right?
Jack need to have a spin-off. Like, seriously. Forget Will and Grace. It wasn't about them anyways, really.
I would love that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would love that. Oh, my God.
Absolutely, they should.
Walker and Karen and come on now.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually, speaking of Anderson Cooper, I just messaged him today out of the blue. Like, I just messaged these celebrities to see if they'll come onto the show. And
he's a little busy, I think.
Yeah, well, I know he's got a new baby.
Yes.
Got on Monday, but he waited 4 days or 5 days to announce it. So, come on now. But they didn't talk about his partner. Is he still with the partner?
I don't know. I didn't see anything about that.
Cohen?
That's interesting.
Scandal.
No, right? So he got rid of the boyfriend for a baby? Seriously? Aren't you need the boyfriend for the baby? Anyways. I don't know. The birds and the bees? Fish to making...
Not sure how that works, Ms. Horizon.
Yes.
I failed that class.
Yeah, so did I. Sex ed. Yeah. I learned bathhouse ed, and that's how I learned. Anyway. Favorite dish to make in quarantine? Any of you cooking?
I'm eating.
Yeah, I know. So am I.
Yeah, right. Steak on the barbecue. It's just such a luxury right now. Yeah. It's simple, but oh my gosh.
We've got a freezer full of those little filet mignon, so I'm good.
Perfect.
Favorite thing to do during quarantine right now? You're not gonna believe it because I am a fat girl. My sister has a treadmill, and I have been doing the treadmill every day, and I've been eating so good because I said to myself, I will not come out of this fatter than I already am. And I've actually started Weight Watchers, and I lost 15 pounds. So that's my favorite thing to do right now is little Weight Watchers.
That's amazing. That's so funny. I did almost the same thing. I vowed, okay, if I'm going to be locked down, I don't want any chips in the house. I don't want any cookies in the house. I don't want any ice cream in the house. And I'm trying to move my body for about 10 minutes a day. I'm not big on the treadmill. I love the spin bike though.
Oh, I like that too. And you know that white wine is only 3.5 ounces for Weight Watchers? Girl, I'm drinking a lot of white wine.
You can have it all. Not my thing.
You're allowed to stick it by the courts, girl. You can actually get
right.
the IV put in there for that. It's even faster.
Can I count the same points for my whiskey?
Yeah, that's only 2 points a shot.
Serious?
It is.
Oh, you're my new best friend.
That was my Celine Dion there. It is.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that. Eh?
The whiskey, eh? The whiskey, eh?
Dollars de tabarnak. Well, so what's the first thing that both of you want to do when you get out?
I want to hug a friend.
Oh, yes. Who's
I
not?
just want to hug someone. I want to hug a friend that I haven't seen for a while. It'd be nice to just hug someone and just hold someone. It'd be nice.
Cameron?
Right? She doesn't like to hug people.
That's not what I'm seeing on Facebook, but all right. John, who's yours?
She might need one now. She might open up after all these years. She might be like, well, finally, I have a heart.
Yeah.
I'm torn between every spring I do a thing. It's a mental health show of support. It's a thing I started a few years ago called Hugs at Hogsback, where I invite people to Hogsback Falls and we just do a giant group hug. Right. And we can't do that right now. So I look forward to that, but I also look forward to just being on a patio with a friend.
Yeah.
Just simple.
Yeah, I agree too. I'm very lucky right now to have my sisters with me.
Right.
But I know it's very tough for people out there that are quarantined by themselves. And
oh, I can't imagine.
No, yeah, and it's tough. And I said it on my Facebook. If you're by yourself, give me a shout. Like you said, Horizon, just give me a shout. I'm here to talk.
So speaking of which, let's go through some of these comments here. So Tim O'Malley, Miss C, you look fabulous tonight. Thought I heard a train.
That was just my ass. Thank you, Tim.
O'Malley, I had a crush on the Milkman's voice back in the day. I enjoyed listening to his show on Cool FM.
Aw.
Leslie Bichard, love Misconception, seen her perform in the Big Wig Show in Midland.
Yeah, we do that every year.
Oh, Kelly D. Legs, a delightful show, fond memories, very entertaining. Tim O'Malley's been really busy. Oh my God. I remember thinking live. I wished Leslie's show with Vicki Lawrence was a success. Oh
yeah.
I don't.
Cool Kids. Cool Kids.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was called Cool Kids. That's the one season.
LGBT in the City, who is my guest next week. Loving this. Tim O'Malley, she trolled your Facebook page. Yeah, so he was replying on how I got that quote for John.
Yeah.
Yes, can't wait to hear yours. I still remember he should get another with Andy Cohen. Oh, Leslie Bichard says that Leslie should get another show with Andy Cohen. Or, no, that must have been a comment for Anderson Cooper. Should get another child with Andy Cohen. Girl, we don't even know if he's still with Andy Cohen. So there you go.
I'll get my people on that.
Yeah. Well, I messaged him. So I've actually, hopefully he has an hour to come and do this show.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
My nieces say hello, Uncle Andy. Hello, Zoe, Sophie, and Alexa.
Hello.
Hey.
Yay, Miss C from Leslie Bichard. Wow, whiskey, does he like smoked whiskey? Ooh, do you like smoked whiskey?
Yeah, I like all of the above.
Yeah. Your love is smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Lillian, hello, Miss Lillian. So there's been quite a few comments, so we're good.
That's great.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for commenting. Well, I want to thank John and Misconception so much. It has come to that time where I have to thank my guests for being here on another Horizon show.
I'm getting the boot already?
No, we're going to stay because we're going to do some performances. And you might want to sing along with mine after, too. Because
you don't want that.
Misconception will want to join in. I'm sure of it. I'm doing Imagine from John Lennon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just I want something different. And I've never done it before. So I was like, yeah, why not? So I've rehearsed it a couple of times.
Cool.
So I'm wishing you both all lots of love. Misconception, I cannot wait to see where you're going to end up. And the fun thing about Where's Waldo now is that everybody's going to be separated, so we're going to know exactly where you are.
Right? It's so true.
Yeah. And you can contact John at blasttheradio.com.
Yep.
You can hear him every weekday,
Yep.
either on blasttheradio.com or you can actually get the app, blasttheradio.com.
Yep.
And he's on Twitch, which I am starting to learn about. And Instagram, all social media platforms. You can find John the Milkman Mielke. Just search for blasttheradio.com and you will find him there, where you can see Jesse and Jenna's Messy podcast, which we had Jesse on a couple of weeks ago. Misconception, she has about 12 Facebook pages. Misconception, Kevin Levesque. So you can.
It's a fun follow, by the way. It's a fun follow. I just started following
John,
you.
thank you.
It's wonderful.
It's
Thank
so
you.
nice to meet you, John. What a pleasure.
I can't wait to see you live. I'm going to make that happen,
Totally.
too. I can't wait.
Ditto.
Yeah, when this is all over, I was trying to get her here actually to my Queens on Queen show, but she was really expensive then. So I'm glad that.
Now she's not expensive.
Now she's what? She's El Cheaperino, willing to do whatever for whatever.
Right.
The economy's gone there now, has it?
Certain aspects now in order to do a show, but that's great.
I guess.
Absolutely.
No, and I'm happy that, and this is why I'm doing these shows, is to help people promote themselves, because when this is all over, we're all going to need places to go, and not everybody's going to go, but some people will. So
and I appreciate these connections, so thank you.
Thank you very
much. So next week, I have one of Misconception's very good friends, Leslie Roberts, from DITC Morning Live, as well as News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. See, I got that wrong on my Facebook Live earlier. As well as LGBT in the City. Jason Noel is going to be here, the little cute patootie from Montreal. And I have also secured the one and only Season 4 winner of Canadian Idol, all the way born and raised in Montreal, Quebec. It's Eva Avila.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I believe that we're meant to fly. Yes, beautiful song.
Yes.
I cannot wait to have those. See, I had it all written down and I didn't read it. Well, that's all good. Yeah, see? What happens when you do live TV? DTV wouldn't do all this. Can you imagine?
The magic of show. The magic of show.
Girl, I make it up every day. You can too. It's all good.
Exactly. May 15th, I have Drake Jensen's Burn the Floor video release party. And it was filmed at the Kiki Lounge just under the Lookout in the Market, with lots of you from the LGBTQ2+ community here in Ottawa, Gatineau. May 22nd is Queen's show, and I have Tenora Bobo from Ottawa and Stella Artois from Montreal, who I've done several shows with in Gatineau for Jeunesse CDM. And May 30th, I have the inspirational George Hartsgrove, who is with the Ottawa OSPN, Ottawa Seniors Pride Network, and as well as Mandy Lunan, who is a huge supporter of the community.
Food guru.
Food guru, yes, indeed.
She's awesome. I love Mandy.
Yes. So, Misconception, are you ready to do a little diddly for us?
Oh, I'm going to do a classic, girl, from a Broadway show called the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ooh, well, the stage is all yours, girl.
Uh-oh. Is it really? Good.
Yeah.
Do I look all right? Do I look all right, Miss Lighting? Good God. Am I singing? Am I going for it right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Go for it, Sugar Tits.
All right. Let's see if it works on my computer. Here we go. How'd you do it? I see you met my faithful handyman. He's just a little brought down because when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man. Don't get strung out by the way I look. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. I'm just a sweet man that died from sexual Transylvania. So why don't you stay for the night? Maybe a bite. I can show you my favorite obsession. I've been making a man with a bald head and a tan. And he's good for relieving my tension. A sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Hey, hey, I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. So, come up to the lab and see what bacon's cooking on the slab. I see you shiver with anticipation.
Say it.
But maybe the rain isn't really to blame. So I'll remove the cause, jarring horizon. But not the symptoms.
Yeah. Oh, you are a sweet transvestite, but you're a drag queen too.
Right.
That was amazing, girl. Oh my God, I
Thank
cannot
you, my love.
believe that. And your whole show earlier was just as good too. It was even.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
All right. So now it has come time to the show where you're all going to sing with me. So I hope you all join in. Oops. That there's no heaven. Sees you try. No hell below us, but this only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It's hard to do. Well, not right now, it's not. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. That's all the people living right in you. They say I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us. And the world will live as one. That you know possession. Only if you can. No need for greed or hunger. God would have man. That's all the people sharing Merci, merci.
Merci à toi.
Oh my goodness. So, well, I want to thank you both once again. Thank you, Misconception, for doing an entire show and then running out to do mine.
Of course, my love.
Where's your 10 o'clock show or your 9 o'clock show?
No, I'm actually gonna film some cameos right now. Actually,
Well, that's what I normally do after, just to do some promotion. John, I want to thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Doing a little bit of work later on. Make sure you tune in to Blast the Radio. Even on the weekends, there's always stuff going on. There's a big countdown happening, I think, tomorrow.
I do a countdown show. Well, yeah, I'm on 7 days a week, live 5 days a week. But yeah, we got a unique countdown Saturdays and Sundays called the One and Only Countdown. It's 41 number one hits from this weekend in history, and number one from 1980 all the way up to today.
Wow. Well, I'm going to have to tune in because we're going to be building some flower boxes and enjoying the 30 degrees in the backyard.
We'll keep you good company.
Well, thank you both very much. I appreciate you both being here. Merci, merci, merci beaucoup. Misconception, good luck. John, I will hear you on the radio. And
thanks.
Love you, babies.
Love you
Move.
too.
Move for now.
Yes, peace out, Ottawa Gatineau, and I hope you have I had it spotlighted the video so we couldn't see you guys. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Merci. Bonsoir.